forwards centre back as well.
They still need a ball winner at centre forward, a strong ball winner. And I think the jigsaw would be complete if they had that really strong ball winner at centre forward.
OK, let's get the views of the Waterford manager, Davy Fitzgerald. He's with Joanne.
Well, Davy, hard luck today. It's obviously devastating to lose always. Did Tip just look that bit better than Waterford today, do you think?
Yeah, we've no complaints today. Joanne, the best team, won by sort of did, and absolutely gutted. We didn't play the way we wanted to play, straight from what we said we'd do a small little bit. But in fairness, Tipperary had their homework done unreal, and we can't have any qualms on Waterford today. The best team won, and that's just the way it goes.
Initially, it did look like it was going to be tight. You were in it for the first maybe 15 minutes, and then Tip just seemed to get scores at the right time.
Yeah, they got that goal and they got a bit of confidence. Maybe we doubted ourselves a small bit. We lost our shape to what we did. Always knew that their movement and stuff might cause us a few problems. We thought we'd get rectified, but the few things we talked about doing, I didn't think we did them. When they got the goal especially, we went from that, and that was a big thing. But listen, we went down massive in the second half. We came back, so we brought back to 2 or 3 points, I think. And they got up again, so that we came back again. And I'd be very proud of the way the lads are, and even the supporters today, and makes you proud to be involved with that. And we just have to, and the lads have to get back and go again, you know.
When you did hit back, it was the likes of Ken McGrath who seemed to make a big difference, Owen McGrath when he came on. When you reflect on the team, will you have regrets about the one you selected today?
Sure, Joanne, anytime you lose, you're going to have regrets, you know. We go on what we see at training. I think that's very important, and we pick the team as best as possible. I'd yet like to see the manager that gets it right every day. Maybe Brian Cody does, but that's about it. And we can pick holes, definitely, for sure, you know. But we do the best we can. That's all we can do, and we wish Tipperary every success. And after beating us today.
And you took a big risk, obviously, with Brian O'Halloran. Didn't quite work out, but you made the change then again pretty quickly.
Yeah, listen, Brian is a great player. There'll be no fear that lad. That lad will bounce back 100%, so he will. We took again. We didn't get the ball. We talked about getting to him either. In fairness to Brian, he got ball in his head. The plan was to get ball in either side of him and him to run out onto either side and lay it off. He didn't get that today. I could say nothing bad about Brian O'Halloran. We just felt it wasn't his day. After 15-20 minutes we just could see it, and we just decided to make the change. But Brian O'Halloran's a serious young lad and has a serious place at Waterford to come, I can guarantee you that.
No doubt, and I'm sure you're expecting the question, but what's left for Waterford, and will it include David Fitzgerald?
Well, the one thing I can tell you anyhow out of that is there's no fear of Waterford. Waterford are going to be stronger as they go on, I can tell you that. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of strength and depth coming there, so there is, and there'll be no fear of the future, and we'll see what happens after that.
OK, David, thanks a lot.
Well, I suppose Cyril Farrell and Gerlach Nan, as 2 managers, you know, you do your best, you set out the team, you put out your tactics, and sometimes just ain't good enough.
Absolutely, and you stand by your tactics. Some days they work, some days they don't work. I suppose the only fault you could have with Waterford today is that when they weren't working, they didn't change them fast enough. I think that was the big problem. And allowing Brendan Cummins such latitude and such options in poking out the ball, you know, that's not going to happen in the All-Ireland final against Kilkenny. You know, you can't be relying on that kind of a tactic. But, you know, apart from that, they fought to the very end. They played with great spirit. They were just beaten by a better team. Well, it's as simple as this. Tipperary forwards have better wrist work, and they're classier forwards than are the Waterford forwards. And in the end, that was the difference today.
The big question out to us, of course, is it's a repeat of last year's final. Tip could have pulled it off last year, but can they do it this year?
Well, you see, people look back at last year's final, Michael, and they'll talk about the referee, and we all spoke about the referee. But when I've looked back in this match again, Tipperary had chances in that match to win the game without the referee's decisions. They had goal-scoring chances. One of them would have done. They'd have actually won the match.
Yes.
So you would say Kilkenny probably have upped the ante from last year. They're a better team, but with these injury scares coming through and what's happening in the camp, certainly it gives Tipperary a right chance.
Yeah, well, just to repeat, Shefflin obviously will be a loss to them. Tommy Walsh, just to repeat this again, we gather suffered an injury in a club match this evening. Now, we don't know yet if he's going to be out or not. There is a doubt about him. No team, no matter how good they are, can lose players of that calibre and not have an effect.
Brian Hogan could be gone as well.
Yes, and Brian, of course, as well.
It's hard to win 3 or 4, and it's nearly impossible to win 5 in a row. And you'll often find that things outside the camp like getting injuries can upset you. Now, everyone says that the best team in the country are Kilkenny. They have the panel to rectify that, which they have. But last year going into the final, Kilkenny were hot favourites. And yet, say, after 62 or 3 minutes, Tip of that game in their hand. Like, Tip will feel that they'll rise Kilkenny again. But Tomas probably has hit the nail on the head. This year, with Noel Hickey going back in full back, if they had a full team, and J.J. Delaney going wing back, to me the backs are a stronger unit. And with the two boys, if they're fit midfield, if everyone's fit like Michael Rice and Michael Finlay, what's probably going to happen is Cha fits at probably midfield now when Henry's gone, and Michael Rice will centre forward. So you'd have to say that they are a little bit weaker again. Now, there will be favourites, but it's going to be one heck of a final.
OK, lads, we've almost come to the end of the programme here at Croke Park for the afternoon. Now, just before that, a mention about GA-related programmes coming up on RTE Radio and Television. You can listen to Take Your Point on RTE Radio 1, that's at about 6:05. And once again, Damien Lawler will be listening to opinions from both the studio guests and the listeners on today's big matches here at Croke Park. Well, tonight then, the Sunday Game Evening Edition will be doing more of the same, with highlights also, by the way, of the Camogie semi-finals and the ladies' football quarter-finals. And that programme starts at 9:30. And then next Sunday, the attention turns to football here at Croke Park. It's the first of this year's All-Ireland semi-finals. Dublin and Cork in the senior, Mayo and Tyrone in the minor, and we are on the air at 1:15. So, plenty to look forward to there, but for now it just remains for me to thank my studio guests here today. They are, of course, Sarah Farrell, Tomas Mackay and Gerlach Nan. Thank you for watching. Until the next time.